Now that Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. settled matters at 147 and the undisputed title had been arranged and met by July 2023. It's a new year and a new time. And fighters like Jamal James are looking to step up to the plate of competitiveness, and with Jaron Boots Ennis, the new IBF champion at welterweight, Jamal James is saying that he's unafraid to take on the challenge of facing the new champ at IBF, Jaron Ennis. The thing is, will Ennis look to face James? Or will there be more of that whole thing about jockeying for money for the fight? Let's talk about Jamal James and what he's had to say looking into the future. As we look forward to the future in the welterweight division, there are fights that can be made that could definitely thrill the crowd. And fighters who are looking to present themselves worthy of competitive fights. Fighters like Jamal James, his name comes up. I've talked about this man in the past. I call him the Pink Panther because the lanky fighter who is definitely a world-class contender at 6'2" with a 70-inch reach. James is someone whom, although he doesn't have a lot of power, he's crafty. He's a heady, face-up boxer from Minnesota, Minneapolis. Yeah. And James has said that he doesn't mind getting in there to take on the likes of a fighter like Jaron Boots Ennis. And according to an article that was in Boxing News, link will be in the description box, James is willing to throw his hat in the arena to face Ennis. According to this article, written by Hans Themistol, this article was published February 4th. It goes on to say, inactivity hasn't been the best friend of Jamal James as of late. In both 2020 and 2021, the lanky contender made just one appearance apiece. He also didn't make the most of it, losing his WBA regular welterweight title to Razeb Butayev. Butayev is another fighter in the welterweight division who is definitely a highly competitive fighter and a dangerous fighter. The article goes on. Since then, James took over a year off to get his mind right. Also, he needed the rest because that was a rough fight that he had against Butayev. And Butayev is the one that put that second loss on his record, presently 28-2 with 12 KOs. But see, this is the thing. The article continues that, of course, James would love to go tango with an established name. Most of them, nevertheless, including Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and Conor Benn, are all a bit occupied at the moment. The schedule of Jamal Ennis, however, is wide open. The 26-year-old outside of Crawford is viewed as the man to beat at 147 pounds. James knows that his name isn't ringing any bells currently, but if Ennis needs a credible opponent to take on to kick off his 2024, James recently revealed that he's ready, willing, and able to step in. If the opportunity is presented and I got the time to train for it, then I'll take it, James told the Voxing Voice. You can't pass up opportunities like that. By and large, Ennis has the sort of talent that you just can't teach. Up until this point, not a single soul has been able to push him. But while running through the competition is good for his brand, some of the elites at 147 are seemingly eschewing him. It's simply a case of high risk versus low reward, at least from a financial standpoint. James, though, isn't looking for life-changing money. He merely wants to regain his championship status. I want to stop right there for one moment. The status. Not looking at the money. Looking to be competitive. Looking to be a fighter of prominence. That's the foundation to stand upon. And for a fighter like Jamal James, who already has a couple of losses on his record, the only thing that means is that redemption comes by way of the ring. It doesn't come by the economics of boxing. When he lost his first fight to Yordenis Ugas back in August of 2016, it was a unanimous decision loss. But he followed that up with a series of victories until he lost to Butayev in October of 2021. We're talking about a fighter who had learned to box and box effective. You're talking about 7 to 8 wins in a row in which James was able to perform and do some very good things. See, everyone doesn't have stunning power. Everyone doesn't have eye-catching, blazing hand speed. Everyone doesn't have the gift of gab, the sweet lips that can talk their way into the press box. But when fighters fight, when they perform as pros, it should and must be respected. And that's what I look at when I see a fighter like Jamal James. I have mentioned him in the past, and though many of my colleagues don't speak much of him, he's still a fighter out there, and he's only 32. There are presently champions, former champions, that are older than he. So why shouldn't he have another opportunity to be in a position for a world title shot? Some of these younger fighters, they're good. Some of them are unproven. And when you take on a wily veteran, sometimes he has enough left in the bank to teach them a thing or two about themselves and the sport. And that, at the end of the day, is kind of the thing that should matter most, even though most don't see it that way. But I do. And I look forward to a fighter like Jamal James being able to get in there and get another opportunity to be successful. But what do you think? I think he should be able to get in there and challenge any of the fighters that are outside of Ennis, if Ennis doesn't want to fight him. But if Ennis wants to establish himself a former regular champion like Jamal James is a must for his own legacy. No one's going to anoint you greatness. You have to earn that aspect in your career. And part of that process is taking on the best fights and fighters available, not to issue challenges, give guys short notice, lack of preparation time, things of that nature. You need to get in there and mix it up and may the best man win. This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Jamal James and an opportunity, if it's granted, chances against Jaron Boots Ennis. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.